All right. Calm down.
Uh-huh.
Calm
We
down.
just
We
Uh,
need to like turn up, Dave. We gotta switch. We
We're
gotta
gonna turn.
replace it.
Yeah. We're gonna turn up in a minute. We
So
have
we
to
could
start
come
out
down at
calm.
the end. Man. All right, I
We have
get
to.
it.
We have to start out calm, Mike,
Okay, all right.
because it's gonna be an exciting show. Welcome to the Thursday show. So yeah, calm down. What's up, John? What's up, Beat Charming? Cashew, good to see you. Yeety, hey. We got a great show here tonight. We have next to me we have Jen, and under her Tammy and Jenna from the She-Squatchers. Look at that, first time I got it right.
Yay. Woohoo! First time, really. He did try it a few times.
I did, and it was
Yeah.
bad. Welcome to the show, guys. Pleasure to have you. It was bad backstage. It was bad. I'm telling you. I was butchering it. I was calling him everything,
But you did so
but I
well
got it
just
now.
now.
I was so
I got it.
offended.
The camera has to be turned on, or I just not feeling it. But then we have not Staten, but Long Island Bigfoot Mike up in the corner. Mike, thanks for being here. And down in the corner, also for the first time, Jason Cube, as we call him.
Hey,
He's going to be chiming in on our intellectual conversation and also painting
all
some
right.
artwork. So welcome, Jason.
Yay.
Welcome, Jason. Welcome, Cube. Steve Harloha, what's going on? Social Dig, what's going on? Oh, there's Cubist. Is that Cubist? Is that you? Or is that some other Cubist?
No, that's me.
Oh, okay. All right. I see you in the chat. All right, Larry, what's going on? All right. Well, let's start off the party. She-Squatchers. What is your YouTube channel about, and what goes on over there at She-Squatchers? Besides dancing, a lot of dancing. I know,
Oh, yeah.
a lot of dancing.
Jenna
So-
started the dancing. She did her weird moves in the front, and somebody commented that they liked it, so we all started doing our weird little dances in the beginning, and now it's
So
a thing.
good. Yeah, it's
It's good.
So
You got to
good.
go over and you got to check it out. So
Our dancing. You
we
gotta
just
got
check
got
it out.
go over.
we've got waves over here. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Wait. Yeah, we don't have any dancing. Mike,
You're
would
supposed
you
to
want to start
calm.
dancing, maybe?
we could like do the wave, Dave, like because we have waves, and then we could all like, and we have a lot of people, so we could like, ooh, like they do. Oh no, how do they do it in the in the
Oh,
stadium?
yeah.
In the stadium?
So we could like go around and do the wave. Yeah.
Hey,
So-
I like it.
All right. So I'll start it. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah, but I have a lag, so I'm gonna be really late.
Uh,
Tammy's gonna come out after like 5 minutes and go.
She's
We will
good.
be like, "What is she doing?"
yeah.
She's going to be the last wave rolling in.
Tammy's leg.
Let
Yeah,
me
but
know,
she-
and I'll
leg
go
is
first,
epic.
and then it will end up being last.
There you go.
Her leg
Yeah,
is so
she-
epic because she'll just start laughing at something and like, but it's like it's
Yeah.
just like a leap. It's like
By the time, you guys are talking about something totally inappropriate, and she just starts busting up laughing.
Right, right.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
It
That's
it
Tammy
makes
for ya.
an interesting show, I bet.
yeah.
That's great.
Yes, all of my reactions will be off. You'll hear me, and then you'll see me going through the motions like 30 seconds later. So
We're
I like
looking at
that.
it. What's going on right now?
We're all staring at you
Yep,
at
it
this
started
moment.
already.
We're like waiting
I
for
know.
you to speak.
I know.
There you go.
See, there it is.
Yeah, we've all moved on, but let's keep going. Let's keep going with it. Yeah, we're in the future. What's up, Indy? What's up,
I love
Stacy?
it.
There it is.
I love the way you said we're in the future
I'm
and
gonna
she's
sit-
not in the past.
We are in the future. aren't we?
It was
love it.
optimistic, Dave. I
I'm
like
gonna
that.
sit really, really still the
Jib jab.
entire show so I don't mess up anything.
Okay.
No, I think the messing up's the best part. What's up, Ed? Books, what's going on?
You're in the right
Looks-
place.
Book says it's trippy. Yeah, this is good. This is what I like. This is exactly what I planned.
All right.
Just to ask you about dancing and lagging. I like it.
Full show on it. Ow.
Yeah.
Well, we're an Austinville Bigfoot research team. That's what we are.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. All right.
Yeah, let's get serious. How about that? Wagon. I like that.
We'll let Jen explain it, and then we'll explain it again to Tammy in a few minutes.
All right, sounds good. So there she goes. There she goes.
I can't. I can't.
Oh no.
So we started the team. Oh wait.
I love this. This is so funny.
You guys are out of control.
Sorry.
So sorry. I'm so sorry.
I just
I'm
gotta
gonna-
say this,
Go ahead, Jen.
I'm gonna get it together.
this is what our
Uh.
expeditions are like too. We're not quiet. We're not
Yeah,
quiet.
I know some people talk about how quiet you got to be or be one with the woods and all that, but you guys, how do you guys can you get to a real quiet place?
We can't
Ever?
be quiet.
We
No,
be
you
quiet.
can't be
No.
quiet.
Well, and you
Jenna's
know,
always singing, and then the girls are laughing, and then if we're with Jason Kenzie, it's even worse.
okay, it's all
Yeah.
true, Jen.
Yeah. So we don't hide the fact that we're going into the woods. Bigfoot knows we're coming. And he's either going to come out and see what the racket is about, or he's not. But
Exactly, right?
that's the point. You know, we're trying to be interesting. We're just being ourselves. So having a good time. And I think that calls anything in to see what's going on, don't you?
Right.
Sounds like a winning
Yeah.
formula to me.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Well, not to mention there's other animals that are going to be hearing us that aren't going to be coming toward us because they're more scared of the noise that we're creating.
Right.
Personal thought.
All right. Oh, thank you, Mike. Thank you, Long Island Bigfoot, for the donation.
You're welcome, bud.
Hold on one second. Well, I was gonna thank you with a video clip, Mike.
No, don't. That's how I did it.
Oh, I got you. All right. Well, whatever. Thank you very much, Mike. I
You're welcome.
appreciate that.
It's supposed to be motivating. So.
Oh, thank you. It definitely worked. All right, Jen, you can continue with this serious talk now.
Okay. So in 2015, we started the team up after I spoke with Lauren Coleman, the cryptozoologist who has the International Cryptozoology Museum in the state of Maine. And I had interviewed him for my then paranormal radio show, and he educated me all about the Bigfoots in Minnesota, which was my home state. I, at that time, did not believe in Bigfoot. I just recognized a good interview when I saw one, and he pretty much dared me to get some ladies together and take them out into the woods and see if we could get closer to and interact with Bigfoot, because he thought that would be the recipe for success in interacting and getting closer to Bigfoots would be women in the woods without men, dogs, or guns. He thought these younger male Bigfoot that people often see out and about would be more likely to come out and take a little closer look at some ladies if we didn't have anything threatening with us. And so I said, okay, well, the first ladies that I took out with me were paranormal investigators who I knew had night vision cameras for their haunted house investigations. And we learned very quickly that those cameras do not light up the woods at night. So that didn't work out so good. And when we had an encounter, our very first try, by the way, I'm a psychic medium, and so is the rest of my current team who have been with me for the majority. Now, the first group didn't last much more than the first time. So they got scared and were very, very frightened when we had an encounter, because I was, in addition to Lauren's idea about women in the woods without men, dogs, or guns, I'm like, hey, I'm a psychic medium. What if we use that to see if we can find locations where Bigfoot is at and then just go there rather than just hiking aimlessly through the woods, hoping that we stumble upon something. We're actually looking for Bigfoot on a geographic remote view to identify where he's at and then go there. So it's been working out pretty well for us. That particular night, though, we had driven around during the day, and I'm an energy worker. I'm a Reiki master teacher. And so I was asking to hone in on the energy frequency of Bigfoot. And so I started feeling this physical vibration in this one location. So we got out of the car, we walked around, didn't see anything that would lead us to believe that Bigfoot was there. But I dropped a GPS pin on it and marked the location so we could return there after dark. And when we did, we had quite the encounter, and it scared it scared everybody there, and most of them got in the car and said they didn't really want to find Bigfoot. It was way scarier than crucifixes flying off the wall in a haunted house.
Yeah,
So
no, yeah.
Yeah, I would
so
imagine.
that ended up leading me to asking my two besties who didn't know each other. Jenna and Tammy did not know each other, but they were both my best friends. And
Wow.
yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
And I asked them both, and we came together and formed this trifecta. Now known as She-Squatchers.
Wow. So how many others did you go through before it hit you to bring your best friends out?
Well, it was hit and miss, really. There was, I think, 5 on the first try, and then there was a couple more that ended up joining us. And not everybody was a scaredy cat, but not everybody could travel like we do.
Right.
And so they had to commit to. I mean, it's a commitment because we go all over the country,
And it's
and
expensive.
it can be expensive. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't. It's part of it was fearlessness. These two girls are competing against each other for the most fearless on the team. It's not me. I still get kind of scared sometimes. But these guys are like, I'm going.
Really, they just go for it, huh?
Yeah, they do. They do. So I mean, kudos to them, right? Right. And we're all
Right.
psychic mediums. And as a psychic medium, I've worked with both of them at psychic fairs, never together. But I've worked with both of
Wow.
them, doing psychic work and also paranormal work where we were cleaning out haunted houses and doing things like that, cleaning out the places that other people are scared to go.
So
Uh,
do you all do the same sort of method, psychic readings,
no,
or you all different,
all different. Yep.
all different styles?
Yep. Everybody's gift is unique to them. And so some things are going to be similar, but it's never exactly the same. Tammy tells you how it is. She doesn't hold back the punch at all. Whether it feels
Always
good or not,
in
she's
life.
going to
Oh,
tell
really?
you. Smack. And me,
Wow.
Rather smack
might
you with the
know.
truth than lie to you. So
Right.
So
Well,
what do
I
you
don't
what do
lie. I just sugarcoat it so the medicine goes down easier.
your little your bedside manners better, for lack of a better word. So what method do you guys read cards, or you just know things, or you have to hold something personal from somebody? How do you read the people?
I don't do cards, but these two can. I mean, but they don't need to. I mean,
Okay.
there's many ways that you can do it. I go into a oneness state with people where I merge my energy with theirs, and so I'll feel what they're feeling, or I'll ask their guides or any messages come through that they want. But it's easier to do if they ask a question, because if they don't ask a question, it's harder to know what they want to know about,
Right.
because you're just getting all this information and all this energy. You don't know what is it that they really want to know. So it's easier if they ask questions. I used to do what I would call psychic hand massages because it's stronger if I can touch you. So, and I'm also a massage therapist, so I'll just give me your hand. I'll rub your hand and tell you what's going on. So I was doing that at psychic fairs, and
wow, that's
yeah.
interesting. Wow.
Yeah, but you girls can explain how you were doing it.
Go ahead, Tammy.
look at me. I'm not lagging.
You're
Yay!
not. You don't seem to be lagging. I don't.
No, I used to read cards, and I can read cards. I still read them just because when it comes to myself, I don't really trust the information that I receive is from spirit and not myself with wishful thinking. So I like to have verification when it's for myself. But for everybody else, I don't have to use cards, and I probably don't have to for myself. But I just like it better for myself that way. I can communicate with
How long have you
animals.
been
I
doing
can
it?
see auras. I can do medical readings and see what's wrong with your body and tell you what areas that you should be, aware of, and maybe what needs to be checked out by a doctor. My guides give me words that I don't understand so that I will speak them. Because if I hear like cancer, I'm like hesitant. I'm like, oh, do I really want to say that? And they'll use a different word, not syllable by syllable, so that I say it. And then I'm like, I don't know what that is. And I look it up and it's like some form of cancer. I'm like, oh. So I
Wow.
mean, I could
Yeah.
do all sorts of readings. I talk to animals. I actually volunteer at a bird of prey wildlife rehab, and I work with owls and hawks and crows,
That is great.
and
That's cool.
they're
Yeah, that is
amazing,
interesting.
and they
Do you have
understand
any
me when I speak to them.
peregrine?
I can tell them, okay, your cage is clean. You can go back in. Peregrine, yeah, we have peregrines.
Peregrine.
Yeah, but I can
That's
tell them when
I.
their cages are clean and they can go back in, and they'll just fly back.
Wow. That's amazing. Wow.
Yeah, she's
So
got an amazing life. She is really living her full life, and I'm so proud of you, Tammy.
Yeah, so cool.
Hmm
very cool. Yeah.
When it comes to me, honestly, I just kind of think of myself as a jack of all trades. Things just come, whether it's a prophecy or seeing energy, or seeing in the in between. I was actually in the hospital not too long ago, and I was really scared, and I happened to see on the in between, there's like a place between here and there, and I happened to see the numbers 444, which have a meaning to them. Jen happened to be
Whoa.
there, and and I was like, I see that, I said, do you see it? And she said, no, I don't see it. And I said, it's 444. And she told me, she said the meaning, because I wasn't quite altogether there at the moment. And I just felt so wonderful. So, there's so many different things that we have the ability to do that, I mean, to name just one. I mean, but as far as cards, yeah, when I was younger, starting 13, 14, 15, I was actually reading playing cards, and I wasn't looking at what was the card, but each card represented a feeling or it said something about the person and for the person. So,
Right.
yeah.
That's crazy. I have goosebumps right now because I just looked up 444 and 44 because somebody was telling me that they were seeing it all the time. And so we just looked up both those meanings,
hmm
in in gematria, and then also I don't know what the other meanings, but yeah. So yeah, that's crazy that you just said that.
Usually
that
there's
was
you can find
that
like
was
an angelic meaning usually.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's what the second one was. But yeah, that was like 2 days ago. That's crazy.
Nice.
Oh, can I say
Wow.
something?
Yeah, go for it, Cube.
No, I notice I always I'm just talking about numbers. I always gravitate towards 3, 6, and 9 in patterns.
My father died on 030609. Or no, 09, yeah, 030609. Was it? Yeah, he was in those same numbers.
I
Sorry, I
don't
had
know.
to
Was
tell
it?
you that. No, yeah, I suppose you don't know. But that's very cool. Do you see that all the time?
I notice I gravitate towards it. Mostly 3 and 6, but then sometimes I'll do 9, whether I'm doing patterns and colors, and sometimes not so much now.
Nice.
But my older stuff I showed earlier.
I always see 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm 1111. 111 or 1111.
We have a guy. Yeah, we got an 1111 in chat. Stacy.
Oh, do we? Yeah, I see that one a lot too.
Hi, 1111.
There's an 1111 in chat.
Yeah, Stacy was here before. I think.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure that's the numbers after Stacy's name. I'd have to look at him again, but pretty sure.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, Stacy 1111. Yeah. 222. That's crazy.
I see all of them quite frequently. It's like I just randomly look at the clock and there it is. And then it's funny because I have a clock at work that's fast, and I'll still randomly look at it right at the right time. So it's not even the right time. It's just I'm seeing it.
Yeah, is it just a pattern? You become you generate a pattern that you're always looking.
I've thought about that. Are we training ourselves to look at it at the same time of the day? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I've thought about that.
It's supposed to be that your guides are initiating you to look at it to get the message, and it's very similar to Native spirituality with animal symbolism. If you're unfamiliar with that, so I'm part Native American. So for me, animal symbolism for me is really a big thing. So whenever I see an animal or the word of it that spells out an animal, or I even see a picture of an animal on a truck driving by, I will take that as an animal message. And so an eagle could fly past you, a crow could fly past you, a raven could fly past you, and you may not see it. But the fact that you saw it means that it was a message for you. And so the meaning behind that, then you can look it up. And I have my book. I have 2 of these, but this one is so beat up because I use it all the time, and it's called Animal Speaks Pocket Guide, and each thing just comes up with just a 1 or 2 sentence thing.
Yeah.
So like, say you saw a skunk crushed on the side of the road, what does that mean?
Ted Andrews.
Yeah, it's Ted Andrews. Yep. And I have the bigger books too, but I don't really like those because it's too much information. I think it should be very quick. So like, let's say you saw a skunk crushed on the side of the road, which we see quite often here in Minnesota. It means boundaries. It says, now is the time to assert your boundaries. Others may be taking advantage, so demand respect and move forward at your own speed. So, I mean, and it's such a quick, easy message. So whenever you see something, you just apply that message that it was a message for you.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, just a very quick, easy thing. You can also get the animal or the numbers book that
It's
has
funny you said eagle because I had an eagle like fly over today, like out onto the road, and he like came over my truck pretty low, and I was like, what is it doing over here? You know what I mean? But then I was like, oh, like thank you, buddy. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and I like, yeah,
So do you want me to read about the eagle for you?
Yeah, let's hear about that.
It's better when I have glasses on. So eagle healing vision,
Yeah.
spirit vision and healing surround you. Look at things from a new perspective. Take a different path. Trust what you are becoming. Anything else you want to look up?
I didn't really see anything else. So, when I do, I'll call you.
Yeah.
Right,
Now that you know she's got the book, right on.
Yeah. I'm gonna be like,
Or just get the book.
Just get the book.
There you
get the
go.
book. Yeah, but then you wouldn't. Well, you'd have one less reason to call her then. So just let her have the book.
That's
Yeah,
how we're
that's
going
true.
with this.
Yeah.
Dun, dun.
See how it is.
Jen's
See how that
"Yep,
works?
another one bites the dust.
Oh, that's funny. But I hear you, Washburn. I hear you, Washburn. I seen a couple comments in chat and that were, addressing that say, I'm guessing the psychic stuff might be against the gospel somehow. I don't see. I disagree with that because I think it's good isn't it good to be aware of all knowledge or beliefs or
I mean, isn't praying telepathy? You know what I mean? Like,
Let me explain this to you. I was born and raised a Christian, so I have always been this way since I was a little girl. So it's not something I asked for. I was born this way. And I did have a lady that was my best friend, one of my best friend's mom. She was hyper Christian, and she was always telling me that I should repent for receiving a vision that I sent somebody to the hospital and it saved their life. And I was like, why would I repent? I didn't ask for anything. I just started seeing that this was happening, and I demanded that they go to the hospital right now, and it saved their life. They would have died had they not gone right then. So how is that a bad thing? Doesn't
Right.
it's not something you seeked out. You didn't seek it out. Like you were born that way. Like God created you that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, even like the way. That's how I look at it anyway. You know?
Or it's just like someone that's born an empath. They didn't ask to feel what everybody else is feeling in the room. I mean, it's a burden, but they do. That's just a real. Yeah.
Look at it.
When people think of it as a curse, they stop growing. It becomes something very beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's people who think of it as a curse, to be an empath as a curse, are feeling it that way, and they're resisting what it could become, and it could become something very beautiful. It's meant to become something more, and it's a natural state of being.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. Like it could be tough, Dave. Like there's some days where it's really tough. But like I hear you.
Well, yeah. When you're younger and you don't understand what you're dealing with, and as someone that I know close to me is growing up trying to learn to grow with it or live with it. But at first it really you stand out as way different. And why am I feeling all this stuff when other people can just move around in the world? That can be an ugly place sometimes, So that's what I meant by that.
Yeah.
So
One
people
thing
who are
too.
feeling what other people feel, there is a way to control that. And you just
Yeah.
say, thank you for letting me know, goodbye, and you close the file on it. And so then I take action. So what is the action? So I'll just tell you an example. The other day I was out to eat with my daughter and her friend, and there was a woman that came in and she was just upset. She was crying. And it was so strong that before I even saw her, I started to cry. And I was like, what is going on? And then I saw her. And so
Yeah.
I couldn't help it. I went over there to her table and she was sitting there alone. And I said, "Are you okay, honey?" And she's like, "No." And I'm like, "I'm here. I'm here for you. I didn't know her, but I'm here. You're not alone. Somebody cares." And I said, "Do you need a hug?" She's like, "It's not going to help." And I said, "But here I am." You know. And it
Right.
did help her to know that she wasn't alone. And that was all I needed to do. And I didn't have to feel it anymore. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. So was it something that you saw her, you felt, or you just felt her energy that she was in a bad place,
I
or you
I
saw her body
I felt
language?
I felt like crying. I started to cry, and I felt this overwhelming sadness hit me, and I was like, "What's
Oh,
going on? Where is it?"
yeah, right.
She wasn't even in the building yet.
Wow. Oh, no problem. No problem. Washburn. No, it's no problem. We're just having a good conversation. Yeah, good to see you, Washburn.
Oh, I want to add too. I grew up Christian, and then I also actually almost became a preacher. But the one thing that's important to remember, just not getting religious, just the point of, at least as far as the New Testament, is each person's walk, their journey. It's between them and Jesus, whatever they want to believe in. Yes, you can spread the word, you can say something, but sometimes people tend to judge when they need to focus on their own walk and their own journey. That's just
Right.
my input.
Yes. We're not
Yeah.
paying attention. Yeah.
I'm going to say there's a
And
huge
all
science
paths
behind
lead
all
up the
this.
same mountain.
They do.
Thank you, Tammy.
But I'm going to say that there's a huge science behind the whole psychic thing, and I can explain it all to you in a scientific manner about the brain, about how everybody is psychic. They're just not tuned into it, and it's all about our senses. And the human brain is sensing so many things that people are mostly unaware of. It's in your subconscious, and we all get our gut feelings. That's coming from that. It's just that the average human is only consciously aware of 2,000 bytes per second out of the 400 billion that you're actually sensing every single second. It's almost nothing that you're actually consciously aware of, but those gut feelings are coming from there. So people who are, in quote, psychic are just accessing more of that information than other people are, naturally accessing it. People can learn how to do it. I teach people how to do it all the time. So
Yeah, because I think life tends to teach us to suppress a lot of that stuff, right? A lot of what we're talking about, um, it- because it's not being individual is rewarded now, right? Being an individual.
I used to hide it because I could tell that it scared my parents when I would say
Right.
things like Great Aunt Gladys just died, and then a few hours later we'd get the phone call that she died. And it scared people, and I learned how to hide it and how to not say things. And it wasn't until I was in my 30s that I started to embrace it, because that's really who I am. And I was worried that somebody would know how weird I was, but it was all my weirdness that I was hiding from people was actually, such a beautiful part of me.
Well, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't actually start talking about it until I joined the She-Squatchers, because it was gonna come out anyway. So I thought, okay. I started with my hairdresser, and I told him, I said, I've got something to tell you. And I started telling him. He goes, "You're psychic, I know." And I said, "How did you know?" And he goes, "Because every time I think of something, you talk about it." And I was like,
Wow, yeah,
"Oh, yeah." But here I thought it was such a huge deal to tell people. And it was like, "Oh, yeah, I already know." I was expecting something other than that, you know.
yeah. Like, oh yeah, we already know. All of us already know. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what you got. Yeah, yeah, we know.
Yeah.
We
But
know.
yeah, but you know what? Once I started talking about it, people in my family started talking about their their abilities more. And I feel like just by me coming out, Jen taught me coming out of the psychic closet.
Yeah.
By me coming out and talking about my experiences and saying, it's a family thing. I know it is. And people started talking about it. They started talking about their experiences. They started talking and they started opening their own eyes and sharing. And it's just such a beautiful thing. Just by sharing our stories, we can open so many people's eyes.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. Wow. That's amazing.
Didn't mean to make you speechless there.
Yeah, you did actually. I think there's only been about 2 times on here I've been speechless. It was once was over a song that just hit me, and then now this topic now with the empaths and the and things that we suppress, individuality that we
Why
suppress.
it gives you so much to think about. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's like you sit there and you're really like, I know I've done it a few times. Like I got quiet a couple times where I was like, like kind of like just really thinking on it. You know?
Yeah, and trying to think where I want to go from here.
Mhm.
I gotta say, for everybody out there who feels alone and that they have gifts that they don't talk about, it's so much better when you find others who are like you, where you can talk openly and freely about things. And even if it's something that they don't fully grasp, maybe they've read it in a book, or they will read it in a book. Um, and it's just really awesome to find people who are like you that you can, because sometimes when we talk to people who aren't like us, we might bring it down a notch and say things in a way that maybe they would understand better, sugarcoat it, um, in a way that they would better understand. But when I'm with Jenna and I'm with Tammy, I just no holding back. I just talk the
Mhm.
way
Yeah,
how it is. And
yeah.
it's so awesome to be with my people. And, I feel like they are an extension of me in such a fantastic, very complicated way. They are me, in another body.
So how
Mhm.
long have you guys how long have you guys been doing this now? And you knew them both separately as best friends, but now how long have you been doing this now
Doing
together?
big, well, I
Yeah,
started the team in
yeah,
2000.
or being a team, being the She-Squatchers, or being a team like this. Yeah.
Right. Started the team in 2015. Jenna came on like right after my first try because I was kind of embarrassed to tell anybody I was going to looking for Bigfoot. So when I went out and had an encounter, I was like, "Oh my gosh, Jenna, look what I did!"
Right.
She was
She
mad at
was
me.
embarrassed, though. She really was
I
embarrassed.
was.
And she was just like she started telling me about it and her head went down and I was like I was so excited. I was like totally the opposite, reacted
You
totally the opposite that she thought I was going to act. I was so excited. I was like, "Why didn't you tell me?" I was
you were ready to
crushed.
run out in the woods, huh? You
I
you were
was
ready to go, gung ho.
well,
And
yeah, and
it was
you
coming out
know,
of the Bigfoot closet, really.
you
That was
What
were.
what was
You
that?
were.
What
It's a
was that
big ass
experience?
closet.
Where were you at when
It's a
that happened?
walk-in closet. So
A
Right.
walk-in closet.
A very big closet.
a
we
lot
were
of
at my
fur.
office. She came over to visit at my office and we were just talking and hanging out and I told her then because I'm like, I gotta tell you what happened.
Yeah. How do you slip that in? Oh, by the way, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
where was your experience with a Bigfoot?
We had gone out to it's a place called 6 Mile Lake by Bena, Minnesota. It's on an Ojibwe reservation. There had been a recent sighting there and a recent encounter by a native man who was fishing off of his canoe in the lake. And it had just happened like weeks before that, so we decided to go there and check it out, and so that's where it happened. I had heard that it happened near a public boat launch, and there was only one public boat launch on that lake, and I looked at that and I went, I don't think that's right. And so we just drove around and there was like it's a long skinny lake. One side is filled with cabins and lake homes. The other side is completely dense forest and nothing, no houses or anything. But there's a road that drives through it, which they call Reservation Highway 20. But don't let that fool you because it's a gravel road. One car can go on it at a time. And and so
Right.
I was like, it seems more likely to me that it would be on this side where there aren't any people. And it was on that side that I felt the energy of the Bigfoot, which we marked and went back there at night and had an encounter. Oh, we saw one on the thermal, rocks were thrown, we were getting surrounded. It was quite the intense moment. Many moments, I should say. And then we found out later that we were less than a quarter mile away from that. It was a public boat launch that only the native people, the local natives, knew about, where they would launch their canoes from.
Wow.
So we were really close to where that encounter had happened, and we didn't know.
Wow.
Do they have a strong odor, like a repugnant type odor?
I have not smelled an odor, and I always ask that question too, because some people smell the odor and some people don't. I'm tending to think that it might be that some of them have bad hygiene and some of them don't, or that they have like the ability to give off a scent and
Yeah.
they're trying to scare you away.
Yeah.
And maybe they weren't trying to scare me away. Yeah, I don't know, but I have never picked up a bad odor. Although Tammy picked up an odor at one of the locations where we were coming in the woods from different. We were trying to come in at something from both angles, and the group that she was with on the other end did have a smell. What was that smell like, Tammy?
Yeah, not
She's
only
like,
there, but also when we were in Indiana, I smelled it too once. For me, it wasn't like a garbage smell like everybody says. It smelled like fish, and it smelled like a river or a lake water and fish. It didn't smell like rotten fish. It didn't smell gross. It just smelled like fishy and water and earth smelling. It smelled fine to me, but I've had it twice now in 2 different locations.
Nice.
Yeah.
So then so Jen had that experience and she told Jenna, and then because of lag, Tammy came in a little later. But
we invited Tammy to join us right away, but there was stuff going on that it just didn't work out, that she joined us right away, but then she did. Joined us when she could. So, and then she's been with us ever since. And so, I leg in or what?
No, she
There it
is.
is. There it is.
Not the inappropriate laughter.
Yeah, there it is.
I am.
So
That's funny.
I'm like, what's going on? I don't know.
I knew. I was
No,
waiting.
you're fabulous.
I was like, wow, it took her a while to get that. Wow, that was
Right.
a real joke bomb.
Mhm.
But so then you guys have all had an experience together since then.
Oh yes, lots of experiences together. We actually got we do this thing called geographic remote viewing, like I said, where we're picking the locations before we go there. And we try to find something close to a road so we can get out of the car and just rush in. And that seems to work out pretty well. We were in Tennessee, and I was remote viewing this location that the girls had gone to with Matthew Dell from Migro, and they said, "Send me the GPS coordinates when you get there." So I started looking at it. I had bronchitis, and they didn't think I should be hiking on the top of the mountain. I could barely breathe. So
Yeah.
I stayed back and
Yeah.
just remote viewed while they were gone. And so then I found some spots that I was seeing Bigfoots at. So we got together for supper, and I showed them what I was seeing, and they confirmed what I was seeing. So we decided to go back up there at night, and we parked very close to the one spot. And I took out my phone again, and I started to ask, see if I have service, because I use Google Earth and Google Maps to look at locations from above, and that's how I can grab a GPS coordinate to an actual location. And
Yeah.
so I started asking if there was anything here right now, and I started seeing one, and I used the measuring tool. I'm like, 30 feet that way, and it was so dark. I'm like, 30 feet that way. Tammy grabbed Jenna's FLIR, which only Jenna knows how to work in the dark. Just saying, only Jenna, not me. And she could turn it on and she could see, but she didn't know how to make a record. And that's Tammy's story. She can tell it.
Oh, well, with my lag and all.
Right.
Anyway, I'm laughing at myself. I'm looking at myself. So yeah, I get out of the car with the FLIR, and I'm looking over, and she said 30 feet that way. So I turn and I look, and there is a Sasquatch by a tree. And to me, at that time, it looked like it was sitting down. It had its arm up on its knee, looked like to me. And then he lifted his arm up into the air. I'll wait for the lag to catch up. There we go. And the hair was hanging down off of the arm, but I couldn't get it to record. And so I'm flipping through it, and I can get, changing the settings to white hot, black hot, all the different colors and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, that's not it. So I had to get it back to where I wanted it. And I'm trying to get it to record. And I'm like, hey guys, how do I record this? And they're paying no attention to me. And I'm like, hey guys, I
Right.
need to just record. So
This
after
all
a
happened,
few times and
and
being a
this
little
all happened fast.
Yeah.
It did happen fast,
and-
but when I'm trying to record Bigfoot on the FLIR and nobody's listening
Right.
to me, it got a little frustrating. So
I was listening. I didn't know how to do it either.
yeah, it's
so
happened.
finally Jenna comes over and she pushes the record button, and then we got 13 minutes of footage of Bigfoot working with something. To me, it looked like he was skinning an animal. He didn't run away. We never even thought to try to get closer. We were happy to get this footage. And actually, we turned it off and like turned away. I'm like, okay, that's enough. 13 minutes is enough. And you can see us
Wow.
walking in front of the camera and everything, and panning around and back. And he just stayed there. He'd let us record him. It was amazing.
So
Yeah.
this was is this on your this is on She-Squatch channel?
She-Squatchers, yes.
She-Squatch. See, now I can't say it again.
You're so good at not saying her
She-Squatchers.
name.
She-Squatchers. So this footage is on your channel. That's amazing. Wow.
What's the channel again, Dave?
Yes, it is.
I believe it's She-Squatchers.
All right.
Oh, are
Like
you
you're
just trying to see if he's going to say it wrong
How'd that
again,
go?
Mike?
Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. Yeah, that's exactly. See what a good. See what a good. Mike's such a good. See what a good
I
friend
just
he is.
want to. Yeah, I'm just trying to better.
Make
She's
good
watching.
content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get it. I'm getting it. All right. Well, this foot, we got to go. You guys got to subscribe to their channel and go watch this footage.
Dave.
Yeah.
Dave wants to know you guys. Are you gonna take Dave out?
Wow.
Where do you live, Dave?
In Ohio.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
not.
Last
Oh,
October.
we're in Ohio.
Don't
near-
give your address, Dave. Don't.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I just stopped
No,
myself.
just
I
tell
was
me
about ready to
the
give my
general
address.
area.
Well,
Yeah. In
Because
northeast.
we were
Ohio.
there. We were just there last year.
Oh, were you really northeast Ohio? Yeah.
we were by Youngstown.
Yeah. Okay.
Is
Well,
that where
yeah.
we were?
Yeah.
I think we were in Northeast Ohio.
What were you doing? You were on an expedition?
We were filming a documentary.
We did a documentary there.
Oh, wow. Really? Wow. What's it called? You've put it out already?
Searching for Sasquatch 8, enter Ohio Grassman. It's available on Tubi.
Oh, wow. All right. Let me write that down. Wow, that's awesome.
You guys are big time.
Yeah, right. I didn't know. So you guys produced that yourselves? Filmed it
No,
all
we-
yourself?
We were working
No.
with Jason Kenzie. He's got
Oh, okay.
the series. We were in Searching for Sasquatch 3 and 4 also. And then 8. And we
8
just
and
filmed-
9.
Well, 9 isn't out yet. He's editing 9 right now. We filmed that in June.
They're kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it said yeah, wow. I should have been researching all this, but I was spending all my time trying to learn how to say it right.
right. Well, you didn't spend time wisely.
She-Squatchers.
Oh, you
Well, that's
did.
awesome. So we could see all these films on Tubi, huh?
Yeah. Well, 9 isn't out yet, but he's working on it. And then we're about to go film the next in the group, which I think I'm thinking that he's probably going to get 2 out of it because he's making a documentary just about us. We start to film that on Tuesday, this upcoming week.
Wow.
We're leaving for a couple weeks.
I've got 4
Look
at
days to
this.
lose weight.
Wow, look at
I'm
this.
kidding. I'm kidding.
And then
Yeah.
we're taking
Oh,
them.
20 pounds in 4 days.
Right. What can I do to lose 20 pounds?
Tammy's ventriloquism is on point right now.
I know it is.
You're so right.
That's awesome. I don't think.
Sorry,
Yeah, I
Jen.
don't. Tammy, I really don't think you should ever try to fix that. That really is.
Yeah.
awesome.
No.
I love watching it afterwards too.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's great.
She's such a good sport about it. That's what makes it so good.
Yeah, it's good.
sorry, Jen. You were saying.
So we're filming starting next Tuesday. We're going on expedition again with Jason Kenzie, and he wants to film a documentary just about our team. So we're gonna do that, but we're also taking him to some really active locations that I'm like, they are smoking hot. Jenna and I were scouting out one of the locations in May, and we actually I saw a Bigfoot. She saw a different Bigfoot, and it was during the day out in the open. And so we're gonna go there. That's our first
We do have a
location that we're going to.
video at the time of this. Like we have I have a video. I was actually videoing the hair that was on this pole. And
But not
so,
of the Bigfoot.
oh no,
She,
no, not of the
she has a
Bigfoot, but
video of me saying it's gone.
yeah, so I was focused on videoing this hair on this pole, this electric pole, and you have Jen in the background. I wasn't listening to her until all of a sudden, like boom, I hear she saw something, and all of a sudden my mind went from, okay, quit focusing on this hair. I can't believe she just said that because I saw something too. And so I quick said, I saw something too. And then she asks me, is it still there? And I looked and I went, no. And it was the coolest thing. Cause then I said, which side was it on? Cause you got to figure out, you got to try to figure out who saw what, where, placement, how far down and everything. So we kind of did that afterwards. But we do have the video of the actual realization that
gone.
we both saw something.
So we were walking down a power
But they did
corridor
not have
through
their equipment
the
running when
woods.
they were out there and they saw it.
Okay, Tammy, I've heard that enough. That's more when
So, yeah, you got
equipment running on. You get out the car, equipment running. That's when we're remote viewing and we're rushing to a location. Here, we
yeah.
were getting a tour of a very large spot. There's no way we could have filmed it all.
Well, yeah,
with
literally
what
a
we had.
tour. We weren't even doing
We
anything
just
yet.
gotten there. And here's what we did. We ramped up our energy right before we got there for the last like 40 minutes of our drive to get there. Jenna and I were doing Reiki and like amplifying our energy off of each other. So when we
Yeah.
got out of the car, we were going boom, 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 boom. Like I could hear it booming. You could feel it pulsing through
Oh,
your body.
all the way
And we
through the
were
body.
giving off and literally we started walking down this power line corridor, which they cut through the woods and you have the power lines, right?
Right.
We started walking, it was 4 poles down that I saw something standing out in the open, and it was standing still, and I thought, wow, that kind of looks like a Bigfoot, but here we are with the property owner, and if that was a Bigfoot, he'd be saying something. So I'm like, that must just be a dead tree. And so we just kept walking towards it. And, I'm looking around, I'm listening. He's talking a zillion miles a minute because he talks really fast, telling us about everything. And so I'm paying attention with him and I'm looking around and I keep looking back at it. And I'm like, wow, that really does look like a Bigfoot, but it can't be a Bigfoot or he'd be saying something. And, and so it didn't say anything. And then all of a sudden we get 2 poles away from it and it's still there. And then we head off into the woods to look at these structures that he wanted to show us. And we come back out, we go up to the pole. He's showing us the hairs that are attached to the pole that had already been collected by somebody. They left some behind, but they took some to be tested. And it was already confirmed to be Bigfoot hair. And so we're looking at that. I look really closely at it and I get out of Jenna's way because she's going to film it. And then I look down to look at that dead tree again and it's gone. That dead tree walked away and I was like, oh my god, it's gone. And and so but
The
it had been
tree
there.
the tree was gone?
I assumed it was a dead tree that
Yeah,
looked like
the tree.
the
Oh, I
dead
got you. Got
The
you.
tree
All
thing.
right.
Yeah,
All right. I'm
I
catching
assumed.
up. Hold on. There's a lot to take in, Mike.
yeah, I
Hold
know.
on.
I
Calm
I
down.
got
Calm
There's a
down.
lag.
There's a lot to take in.
I love
you
it,
gotta
Tammy.
roll the waves or I get all messed up.
And
Uh-huh.
I saw it on the left side and they asked, well, how tall was it? Or where was it? I said it was by the white pole. There was one white pole. And how tall was it? And I said it was about as tall as the black marking on the pole. He said, that's 10 feet. I measured it. And I'm like, okay, that's pretty interesting. And then Jenna's like, well, no, I saw one on the right. And so the color of mine was like a dark brownish with a tinge of red to it. And so mine was 10 foot with dark brown with a tinge of red. And Jenna saw a shorter one that was darker in color than the one I saw, but she saw it on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So that was very, very interesting. I'm going to go on mute so
Wow.
she can tell you about it.
Oh, well, let me just tell you about it. Thanks, Jen. I
Tell-
wasn't ready to get on there. No, but it was just incredible because like Jen said, we were walking thinking that we were just going to take a stroll and there was trees to the left of us, trees to the right of us. So there was all this land in front of us. We had so much to look at. And the fact that Jen and I were walking down uh, this way and both of us happened to be looking at the same time. I assume it was at the same time. But yeah, I saw, and it was such a glance that I have no other explanation for it. It was there and it was gone. And it was about 6, 7 feet and it was dark. And like Jen said, you think that the person that you're with would be so accustomed to the grounds that if there was anything different, he'd be able to see it or point it out. But he did talk a lot. He was explaining all of his land, where we were going to be going, where we're going to put, the different things and set up. And the fact that we saw that was just incredible. I don't know what else to say.
Was this sighting this time was in Minnesota?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. But you know what? I
Wow.
want to see their face up close and personal. You know what I mean? Even though that would be a scary thing.
Me too.
But in our area, in Minnesota area, in the Northwest or in the northern area, I really feel like they're a bit more calm and more kind a little bit. Like there's more love in the air. They've got all this land that they've got. I mean, it's a great place to live.
Yeah.
Literally, it was standing there. I felt like it was standing there looking at us like, what's coming here? Like, that's how it felt to me. Like it was checking us out, like maybe it felt our energy or something. And so that's kind of how I feel about it. So we're planning to do some really cool energy experiments when we're out there.
Yes. Yes.
When are you going back out?
Tuesday.
Oh, Tuesday. You told me that.
Our expedition begins on Tuesday.
On Tuesday, and that's the one they're going to film. They're going to film a documentary about the three of you.
Yep. And so we'll be out for a couple weeks. So no show on our channel for a couple weeks.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But you'll be definitely rolling the camera while you're out there, huh?
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
Keep the camera turned on.
Here's the fun thing.
Yeah.
When we get something as far as evidence, when we're filming the documentary, we hold it back because it's going in the documentary. So we have some pretty cool stuff that we captured that we haven't shared.
Yeah. Right.
I shared with Mike a little bit off camera, something that's going to be going into one of the documentaries, and he was blown away.
Yeah, I'm not easily impressed. I mean, I shouldn't say I'm not easily impressed. I'm just jaded at this point, right? Like, and it's because I've had so many visuals, but there's certain things that I don't get that people like I have the suburban Sasquatch scenario, so they don't do certain things that they might do out by you. So I was very impressed. Yeah.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Do they have sightings in Canada as well? Since it's kind of close.
Oh, go ahead, Cube.
Oh yeah. Do they have sightings, same kind of situations in Canada?
Oh yeah. Oh.
Okay.
Everywhere.
Like I figured, the border didn't stop them. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you're
the border.
right.
The border
I don't
doesn't
think you're gonna
stop
ask
them.
for permission to cross the border.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody
so.
is.
Yeah. I don't.
Did
Yeah.
I
I
say
don't
that?
think. Well, there it is.
You snuck it in there. Good. I didn't even notice.
Thanks.
All right. There it is. 1 hour with the She-Squatchers. 1 hour in the books. That's how fast
Is
it went.
done?
Yep, it's done. We're wrapping it up.
Wow.
I don't want to, but rules are rules.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
we
wait,
get
Jen,
that.
you're muted. I don't know if you know that, but you're muted. Okay.
She's
So
probably got some noise going on back there.
Okay, no worries.
If you guys have something you want to promote, I'll ask you after I talk. Mike, what's going on with you next?
Well, I started selling used tires, and
All right, good plan.
No, I don't promote myself. If you want to, you know where to find me. If you want to come.
All right, right on. And Cube, how about you? What you got going on?
I pretty much do local First Fridays, that kind of paint live, but no, I don't have a channel or anything like that.
Right.
Can we see your picture? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but...
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is what I'm working on now.
What you're working on right now?
Can you see?
Oh, that's cool.
And then
Very nice.
I want to show you. I mean, one second.
Sorry, I know you've got your rules. I just have to say.
No, go. I'll bend them for you guys. I'll bend the rules.
Thank you. That is so neat.
Remember the threes? But yeah.
It's the She-Squatchers.
It's us in uniform.
Yeah, maybe you could do the She-Squatchers, Cube.
Woo!
Oh, wouldn't that be neat?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. But thank you very much for being here tonight, Cube.
Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's
Nice
great to
meeting
see
you.
you.
It was
You're
interesting
welcome.
talking, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was great, and you're welcome anytime.
Yeah,
So,
thanks.
all right, She-Squatchers, what you guys want to wrap up with what you got going? I mean, I know we kind of discussed it, but your channel, you're going out Tuesday, and just whatever else you got going on real quick before we end the show.
Jen, did you want to take it or did you want us to take it? Tammy, you're on.
Oh, Tammy, okay.
All right. Well, we do. We have our YouTube channel, and we have our I can
Instagram.
think. Instagram. We have our website. We're on Facebook.
Mhm.
You can find us at all those locations. She's Squatchers Official. And we are, like she said, we're not going to have a radio show for the next couple weeks because we're going to be out in the field making some more documentaries, and hopefully some really good evidence will be coming to light.
Yeah.
Jenna?
And what's that show on Tubi again? One more time.
Yeah,
Searching
yeah,
for
good call.
Oh,
Sasquatch.
Searching for Sasquatch 3,
Okay.
4, and 8. And there's also a paranormal show that we're on a little bit of it. Jen and I, anyway. I don't remember which one that is. You have to ask Jason Kinsey. He's the mastermind.
We love
Okay.
you, Jason.
2? Oh,
Love you, Jason. All right. Well, hey guys, thank you very much for being here. We didn't even scratch the surface with anything because you
I
guys are so
Right?
interesting. I really appreciate you being here.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
And,
Next
Thank
time,
you,
3
guys.
hours.
all right, we'll plan it. We'll have to okay it with the producer.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
Right.
not 3 hours.
Yeah, you
Two.
guys got a lot going on. It's great. Thank you very
Especially
much
not
for
this
being
late
here.
at night.
Thank you for having us. Yes.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Night, everybody.
The She-Squatchers. Like and subscribe. She-Squatchers. Dancing. Yeah, we get some dancing.
Calm down. Calm down. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody can hear you.
Fun.
I thought that was part of
Oh,
the
I
video.
thought it was
Now we can hear
my
you.
new
Yeah.
song. It's called Calm Down. Calm down.